If your hair is shedding, feels brittle, or just doesn't grow past a certain length, that's not random and there are actual root causes behind that. This is the longest and strongest that my hair has felt in a really, really long time. So on today's video, I'm gonna be breaking down everything that I did to improve my hair health using science-backed products, lifestyle shifts, and nutrition. I'm basically gonna be sharing the tea on all the things that I wish I knew years ago. Also, if you're new around here, my name is Carolina. I'm a holistic health coach living in New York City, and I love sharing content here on YouTube about wellness, self-care, nutrition, and body love. So if any of that resonates with you and you're not yet subscribed, let's be YouTube friends. With all that said, let's jump into the video. So as a little overview of what we're gonna cover in this video, we're gonna start out with just a little bit of background on my hair health journey, just so you guys have a little bit of context. I'll keep it brief, and then we'll go into the meat of the video where I'll talk about my tips and recommendations for strong, healthy, glowing hair that grows longer and stronger. I'll start out diving into a lifestyle because it's extremely underrated, and then we'll go into some of my favorite products and supplements and things that I've been using over the last few years that I've been really loving, and I'll have it all linked in the description as well in case you want to check it out. Also, as a reminder, if you're experiencing extreme hair shedding, it's always a good idea to get professional support, whether it's a dermatologist, a doctor, a nutritionist, a professional of any kind. It's always a good idea. They can help you further understand what's going on with you. Like maybe you could do a blood test, see if there's any nutritional deficiencies, anything going on. Everything that I'm sharing in this video is based on my own research and personal experience as well, so always take it with a grain of salt, but I do hope that it's helpful. So let's dive in. So as some quick context, growing up, I've always had pretty thin hair, and my hair texture has changed over the years. When I was younger, it was pin straight, and then I've had phases where my hair has gotten frizzier or curlier, and it's really evolved over time. At this exact moment, it is straightened. So just putting that information out there, but this is truly the longest that it has been in quite a while. But I've had two major moments in my life where I've experienced hair shedding, where I was in the shower watching my hair fall out in clumps, and I know how stressful it can feel and how out of control it can feel in those moments. So that's why I'm passionate about sharing these tips. To further that context, the first time that ever happened to me was my first year of college. Around that time, I was really struggling with disordered eating, basically an eating disorder. I was extremely under eating and over exercising, and I just had a really unhealthy relationship with food and exercise and body image. And also, I had just moved out of my parents' house, was living alone for the first time, and experiencing all the stressors that come with college. So all of that combined led to very extreme hair shedding for me. And I remember being in my freshman year dorm bathroom, watching my hair fall out in clumps, and to be completely honest, I kind of brushed it off. I pretended that it wasn't happening and that it wasn't a big deal, and that eventually came back to bite me a little bit because it got to a point where it was almost too late. A lot of my hair fell out. It was so thin and brittle, and it was just terrifying, honestly. So around that time, I ended up getting professional help. I was like going through some of my like physical healing from my ED, gaining weight back, eating more, but I also ended up going to a dermatologist, and she recommended one of the supplements that I'll dive into later, and also just recommended that I do like a hair mask and all of this stuff. But really, the process of growing my hair back took like a year or so, probably more. I want to say at least like 2 years for it to really feel healthy again. So I know how daunting it can feel also to be experiencing the hair shedding and like having to deal with the delayed timeline of your hair growing back. So I can empathize with anyone who's going through it, but I've also learned a lot from that experience. So then fast forward to last year in 2024, in the fall time, I experienced some hair shedding after my wedding. Like the stress of the few months before the wedding caught up to me. And as soon as I got back from my wedding, about a month after, I started to notice how my hair was falling out more in the shower. And that is why I became really proactive with taking better care of my hair health over the last year through supplementation, nutrition, lifestyle, and just like really locking in to make sure that I addressed that shedding that I experienced. And I think having had that experience in 2017 during my freshman year of college really helped me also like know what to do and like how to tackle this and how to be more proactive and the importance of being proactive. So hopefully this video can also help you be more proactive if you're starting to notice some shedding or if you just want your hair to overall be stronger. Okay, diving into lifestyle tips for hair health and hair strength. I wanted to start out with lifestyle because, to be honest, you could be using all the products in the world, but if you don't have a strong foundation for hair health, you're gonna be getting in your own way. And this is something that's really overlooked when it comes to hair health because people are always trying to find the external fix and they are missing the internal part, which is how you nourish yourself from the inside out through some habits. Starting out with nutrition, one thing that I really think has made a big difference in my hair health is eating in a protein forward way and prioritizing protein. Our hair is made of keratin, which is a protein, so you need to be fueling yourself with true protein, enough protein to help your hair be strong and healthy and to help it grow. If you guys haven't followed me for a very long time, or if you're new to my channel, you wouldn't know this, but when I first started making content back in 2020, I was actually plant-based and I wasn't really making protein a big focus in my life at that time. And later on, in around 2022, I started lifting weights at the gym, I changed my fitness goals, and I started learning more about hormone health, really educating myself on petite nutrition specifically, and I realized how important it was for me to really make protein a focus. And so I started creating a lot of protein forward recipes, sharing them on my YouTube channel. There's hundreds of videos and hundreds of recipes that I've created. They're also all on my Substack, but I became really passionate about eating protein forward, and as I started to do that, I obviously noticed many different benefits, but one of the biggest benefits that I did notice was my hair got so much stronger and it started growing a lot faster. And it's been such a great side effect of eating in a protein forward way, aside from also, having it help my fitness goals, helping me grow muscle, helping me feel more satiated by my meals. But if you follow me already, you know this. If you don't, this is my philosophy. Life is not just about protein. It's not about, let me eat as much protein as I can, so I end up eating a bunch of processed foods and bars and all these things just to hit my protein goals. The true important thing for me is to get protein from as natural of sources as I can. So wild-caught salmon, grass-fed ground beef, antibiotic and hormone-free poultry, pasture-raised eggs, the occasional high-quality protein powder. Really making sure that I'm nourishing myself with these nutrients has made a big impact. Also, making sure that I'm not just focusing on protein, and I'm also prioritizing fiber and starchy carbs and healthy fats. And that leads me into my second point, which is healthy fats. Prioritizing them has also been extremely helpful for my hair health, and specifically, healthy fats like avocado, extra virgin olive oil, fatty fish. Healthy fats nourish the hair follicles, and they also support hydration and circulation in the scalp. And very importantly, there are some vitamins that our body needs, like vitamin A, D, E, and K, that are essential for our hair health and for hair growth and strength. But these vitamins are fat soluble. So you need to make sure that you're adding in those healthy fats into your nutrition so that your body can absorb these vitamins and use them, and they can actually serve their purpose. Tying into what I just said, another very amazing tip is adding in foods into your daily life, into your nutrition that have these vitamins, that have vitamin A, E, K, folate. Let's talk about them. Foods that are high in beta carotene or vitamin A. Beta carotene, by the way, gets converted into vitamin A when it's consumed, helps support scalp oil production and cell turnover for growth. So foods that are high in these vitamins are sweet potatoes, carrots, squash, pumpkin, kale, and spinach, as well as orange and red bell peppers. Then we have vitamin E, which helps prevent your hair from oxidative stress and also improves circulation in your scalp. These foods include olive oil and avocado, almonds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, so foods that are high in those healthy fats. Then we have folate, aka vitamin B9. This is important for cell growth and strong hair follicles, and you would find this in spinach, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, lentils, chickpeas, black beans, avocados, so a lot of high fiber foods. And lastly, we have vitamin C. I've talked about this before, but pairing vitamin C with iron-rich foods helps support the absorption of iron, which also helps with hair strength. And vitamin C also boosts collagen synthesis, so think citrus fruits, bell peppers, lemon, kiwi, pineapple, strawberries, also tomatoes, kale, and Brussels sprouts. So you'll see that there's some crossover between some foods that have multiple of these nutrients, like bell peppers, for example, or Brussels sprouts. But you'll also notice that these are all whole foods. They're all vegetables and fruits. So that's also why it's so important to nourish your body and eat real food. Not only are you doing good things for your digestion, your gut health, your energy, energy levels, but you're also giving yourself essential nutrients that can then help these additional things like your hair strength, your hair growth, your hair health overall. Another really underrated nutrition related / lifestyle related tip is hydration. So basic, but drink your water, people. Like, actually make it a priority, because our hair strands are made of 25 to 30% water. So if you're dehydrated, your hair feels dehydrated, your hair feels brittle and dry. And so just making an effort to increase your water consumption is game changing, honestly. I aim to have at least 2 to 3 liters of water a day, so 2 to 3 large water bottles. And I just try to carry that water bottle with me everywhere I go. Adding electrolytes helps me remember to drink my water, so I do that like once a day whenever I can. And I used to be someone that never drank water, so I understand what it's like to be in a place where you're like, I just don't drink water, like I just forget, etc. I used to be that kind of person. But then in 2020 I did the 75 hard challenge, and for that challenge I literally had to drink a gallon a day. And I don't think you need to drink a gallon a day on a daily basis. That was just part of that challenge. I think 2 to 3 liters is plenty. But in doing that challenge, I like completely changed this habit, and then I started to notice how much better I was going to the bathroom. My gut health was better, my skin looked better, like more hydrated too. So just such an underrated little healthy habit, and it can really help your hair health, in case you didn't know. Moving on to the final lifestyle related tip. Would you even be watching a video on my channel if we didn't talk about stress? Let's be honest. I feel like it's so important to talk about this, because as a fellow healing perfectionist, overachieving type A older sister, I understand what it's like to put so much pressure on yourself all of the time, and to have your stress just consume you. And over the last few years in my life, I've been really making an effort to take ownership of managing my stress, because it can honestly get out of hand. And I think for a lot of us in this like overstimulated world with our phones, technology, pressures, a very fast-paced life, it's very easy to get caught up in all of our to-dos, our social commitments, and scrolling on our phones. And stress is one of the biggest impacts on hair health. It's one of the biggest reasons why people experience hair shedding. And for me, both of the times that I experienced hair shedding, it was linked to stress. You know, the first time it was physical stress, but also mental and emotional, right? The combination of not nourishing myself enough, but then also going out to college and having to deal with all of that for the first time. And the second time, it was that wedding stress. And in case you didn't know, the link between stress and hair shedding specifically is interesting, because usually we experience hair shedding that's related to stress around 2 to 3 months after the stressful event happens. So it's not like when you're in the peak of your stress that it happens, it's more so a little bit afterwards. If you're seeing your hair fall out in the shower, or in your brush when you brush your hair in like excessive amounts, or if your hair is just feeling really brittle, or it's just breaking a lot, like that could all be connected to your stress levels. And just a little bit of science here. There's many different ways, that stress can impact your hair health, but some of them is if you're experiencing chronic stress, like you're always stressed out, you're basically experiencing prolonged high levels of cortisol, and that shrinks the hair growth phase that we go through and also slows regrowth. It also can disrupt scalp circulation. That in itself reduces the delivery of nutrients to your hair follicles, which is why it could also just look more brittle or less healthy. Stress can also increase certain inflammation markers like CRP and cytokines, and when our hair follicles become inflamed, they release your hair prematurely, which is what could be leading to the shedding. And last but not least, when we're stressed, you know, our body is basically in this fight or flight mode. It's prioritizing literally your survival. And so it deprioritizes these like secondary functions, like your hair and your nails growing stronger. Your body starts prioritizing your survival organs over your hair. So there's a reduced delivery of vitamins and nutrients like protein, zinc, and B vitamins to your hair follicles, which is what then could lead to breakage, or could lead to your hair just growing really, really slowly. Stress is such an important piece of the equation. Taking hold of your stress matters. For me, one of the biggest things I recommend, and I've really made a big priority in the last year, is sleep. Talked about this in many of my videos. So making sure that you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night, as much as you can, you know? Like I'll have the occasional one night a week where I'll go out with my friends and go to bed at 2 a.m., but then I'm letting myself sleep in and I'm trying to rest the next day and keeping things in balance. Also, managing your caffeine consumption, avoiding drinking coffee at an empty stomach, mind dumping when you're really, really stressed, or trying talk therapy, or just having healthy mechanisms like going on a walk to deal with your stress, and also avoiding the physical stress of under eating. Like really prioritize nourishing yourself and fueling your body. But yeah, don't underestimate the impact of stress because it's like a little silent leech, you know, and it can be affecting your hair health. So now that we talked about the foundations of hair health that tie into your nutrition, your lifestyle, your stress levels, let's talk about some products that I've been using that I've been loving and I highly recommend. First things first, shampoo and conditioner. I've been using this one. It's the thickening shampoo from the Ever Pure sulfate-free L'Oreal line. It's made with rosemary and arginine, and it strengthens thin hair and fights breakage. I've been using this combo since 2020. It's so affordable. I think the shampoo and conditioner together are less than $20. Can't even tell you how many times I've bought this. It's too many to count because it's not only affordable, it smells amazing because the rosemary just smells so good. I really feel like there's a difference since I started using it. So highly recommend. And then speaking of rosemary products, I also discovered this small business on TikTok and found out they also sell on Amazon. The brand is called Leah Organics. It's this really amazing small business and they make these incredible products to help people with hair regrowth. And when I struggled with my little period of hair shedding after the wedding last year, that was when I was doing my research and I bit the bullet, bought the products, and I used one whole bottle of each, which I think lasted around 5 months or so. So there's a hair rosemary growth spray and then also a hair growth oil. So what I was doing was on hair wash day, when I was going to the gym or like a few hours before I showered, I would spray this on my roots and then I would take the little hair oil and I would section my hair, put it all over my scalp, massage it in, and then just leave it on kind of like in a slick back bun for a few hours. And I really feel like it did help with like some hair regrowth in this section of my hair especially, which is where I was noticing some shedding. So that's a great product. Something else that I do every time that I wash my hair is apply a leave-in conditioner. I've honestly tried a lot of leave-in conditioners, but this one is the one that I've used since 2020. That's when I first discovered it. I've restocked on it multiple times too. It's a Davines OI all-in-one milk. It helps with a lot of things. It's also a heat protectant. It just helps your hair feel really shiny and beautiful and gives for like a really amazing like blowout, or you can just put it on your hair and let it air dry. There's this size and a smaller size too on Amazon. It's on the pricier side. It's not like crazy expensive, but it lasts a long time. Something else too that I've started to do since like the springtime, I want to say since May, is apply this hair mask from Moroccan Oil once a week or once every other week. It's their high shine gloss mask for all hair types and it increases softness and also just shine in your hair. Back in 2017 when I had my hair shedding that was due to like under eating, like my disordered eating period, I remember the dermatologist that I saw recommended that I do a hair mask every week. I remember the ones she told me to use was Nexus back then, but this is a really good one. It smells amazing too. I still have quite a bit of it left. I just use it in place of my conditioner whenever I apply it, and I feel like it's really helped my hair look extra shiny. And then one last thing that I started doing a little bit more recently is using this product. It's also from Davines. It's the OI Liquid Luster. I went to get my hair done here in New York about a month ago, and it was at a salon that uses Davines products called Rob Batum Salon in Williamsburg. She applied this in my hair after she like put the toner and like washed it, and it's kind of this like, as it says, liquid luster. It like makes your hair ultra shiny instantly. You just like apply it on damp hair after you shampoo and then you rinse it off really well, and it lasts, I believe, for like 5 different washes, and it's made with Roku extract, which I think is also included in the, yes, in the OI hair milk. I actually applied this at home 2 washes ago. Oh my goodness, it really works. So highly recommend. Something else that I started doing is using a microfiber towel after I wash my hair. I used to just like dry my hair with my regular towel, but I was noticing that my hair was starting to feel really frizzy. So that's why I started to use one, and I used the one from Crown Affair because it has this little thing that you can like hook the bottom of the towel into. There's some dupes on Amazon that I've found, so I'll link those as well. And then the last thing that I would say I think has impacted my hair health, because I've been using this I think for like 2 years now, is a Jolie hair filter. A lot of the times your hair health could be affected by the water where you live, like whether it's like really hard water. It really depends on city to city, but I have had a Jolie shower filter, I want to say since 2022, but it could also be 2023. It is something that I have been doing, and I think it definitely has had some type of impact on my hair. So I would say I recommend, and you can find it on, I think, on Amazon or their own website. The replacement filters I always get from Amazon. Okay, for the last section of this video, we're gonna dive into supplements. I do think with supplementation, it's always important to put a little PSA out there to double check with your doctor, with a professional, with a dietitian, nutritionist before you start taking anything. But these are supplements, in my opinion, that most people would benefit from, especially when it comes to hair health. But again, I'm not a doctor, so keep that in mind. First up, we have Nutrafol. I've taken this for years, but the first time that I ever took it was back in 2017 when I experienced that hair shedding in college, and I went to the dermatologist. She told me to start taking this, which is crazy that it's been so long. So that was the first time that I took it. And then in between 2022 and 2023, I kind of like took it on and off. But after that hair shedding that I experienced after the wedding, literally the day that I noticed that it kind of started to happen, I was like, we're getting on top of this and we're starting Nutrafol again. And I have taken it every single day since September of 2024 until now. We're in October 2025 when I'm making this video. So I have been consistent AF. I've gone through more than 12 months of using it. And the reality of Nutrafol too is that the more you use it, the better results you get. It's the type of thing that you don't see the results that you want after 1 month. It's not an overnight fix. It's not a once a month fix. It's something that builds time and time again. And it's made with a lot of ingredients that are really amazing for hair health, as I've talked about in the nutrition section, right? Vitamin A, C, D, E, zinc, selenium. And then they also have their own like Synergen complex and Nutrafol blend. So it's very comprehensive and it's been great. Aside from Nutrafol, which is a hair specific supplement, there are 3 other supplements that I have been taking every single day since May of 2024 as part of my gut healing. And they're just like foundational supplements that I continue to take to this day, even though I completed my gut healing pretty much and like fixed the issues that I had been experiencing. And I decided to include them in this video because when I was doing research on what I wanted to talk about, I realized that they actually tie into some of the things that I've mentioned already. The first one is Arctic cod liver oil. You could also just take fish oil. Also, it does have vitamin A and D in this, so that's great. I take 3, and that is a total of 900 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids. And then, as I talked about in the nutrition section, vitamin E is really important for hair growth. Then when I connected the dots, I was like, wait, I've been taking vitamin E every single day for over a year. So that is something I have been taking. I do, just to tell you guys the dosage, it's 270 milligrams a day. I just take 1 capsule with breakfast. Then last but not least, this is a supplement that I'm very passionate about, and I've been taking this for more than 3 years, and it is magnesium glycinate. This ties into the stress part of things. This can help you sleep better. It has amazing benefits overall for your body, for your gut, for your muscle soreness. I take 3 a day before bed, and that gives you 300 milligrams of magnesium. And I do glycinate, as I said. So that can help with the stress management side of things. The goal here is to get your body out of fight or flight mode on a consistent basis, because as we know, when our body is in fight or flight mode, it deprioritizes things like our hair health. So this just helps me on a consistent basis get better sleep, get better rest, and therefore activate the rest and digest in my body more frequently. Once again, before you start taking any of this, do your research. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm just sharing my experience, but I will have them linked in the description in case you guys want to know the ones that I take. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. I hope that it was helpful and interesting and educated you a little bit further on hair health, things that you can be doing on a daily basis and weekly basis, monthly basis to support your hair so it can grow longer, stronger, and also be more hydrated and overall healthier. If you guys liked it, or if you have any questions, comments, please drop them down below. If you liked the video, hit that like button, and if you're not yet subscribed, join my YouTube family. Been really enjoying doing these more like educational style videos, and I think you guys have been really enjoying them, which makes me happy. So yeah, if you've stuck around until right now, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next week with another video.